Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie. Today it's a glorious day. It's time for another video. It is the end of May. I live in Utah Zone 6/7 and I wanted to do a little bit of a series on growing in small areas. Now I have a 1/4 acre property and I do have a moderate amount of area to grow, but I wanted to grow as much food as I could on my deck. Now my deck is about, I'd say it's 8 feet wide by maybe 10 to 12 feet long. And it's not huge, but it's not tiny. And I wanted to show you what I am growing here and do a little experiment on how small a pot you can use to grow tomatoes and peppers. Because tomatoes and peppers are things that I love to grow, and I know a lot of people like to grow, and you think you need a lot of room for them. So I'm going to show you differences in varieties, pot sizes, and we're going to do a little test and see how small a pot you can use to grow tomatoes. So let's show you what we have and talk a little bit about the size pots and the varieties. So this is my deck area. I did a video on potting up my blueberries. So I live in Utah where we have alkaline water and alkaline soil. So this is a little bit of an experiment, and I'll link a video up above showing you the potting mix that I used. But this is an experiment to see if I can get these to grow here. So I have one here and one here. These are 15-gallon pots. I also have a roselle. I have grown a roselle in this spot every year for about 4 years now. And I also bring it indoors and grow it indoors over the winter. This was seed started by one of the seeds that I produced a couple of years ago. And it's been in the pot. And actually, I think I started the seed somewhere in January. So this was started in January. It's in probably a 5-gallon pot, and we'll see how well it does this year. Some years we get them to flower, some years we don't. It just depends on how long the summer goes. We also have our green stalk planters. We have chamomile, we have basil, these are green beans, we have some beets, kale, a lot of flowers. And here's one of my peppers. This is a normal sized pepper. I can't remember the name. I just went and got one at the nursery. So we've got a pepper on this side. And then we've got a different variety over here. But let me show you my tomato that I have in this green stalk. So in this green stalk planter, you can't grow full-size tomatoes. You could probably grow the 3-foot tall dwarf ones if you used one of their support rings. And green stalk has support rings. But this is a micro dwarf tomato that is already setting tomatoes. Look how tiny that is. And we're already getting decent sized cherry tomatoes. I can't remember the name of the variety of this because I did find it at a garden center, Lambert's Growers in in Salt Lake. So we have one on this side, and then we have a different variety over here, which is also setting tomatoes. I wish I could remember the name of the variety. But I've seen people completely fill their green stalk planters, every single pocket, with micro dwarf tomatoes. But I am growing them in other ways, so I decided to use other things in my green stalks. So in this green stalk, we also have peppers and basil, chamomile. It's pretty much the same as the other one. We've got beans and some beets started. The beets grow really, really well in green stalks, as does the basil. Now we also, in a very small 2-gallon pot, have a very small struggling lemon. We just repotted it, and I'm going to change up the fertilizer and see if we can get it to do better. I did have some producing really good citrus a couple of years ago, well last year, and I let those die just for various reasons. I closed up my grow room and didn't go back in there, and everything died in there. But we've got some nutrient deficiencies, but we're starting to get new growth, and I just barely repotted this, so hopefully that will help spark more new growth, and then we'll come back in and cut off the dead. But you can grow citrus in containers in smaller areas. Now for the tomatoes. This is a dwarf tomato. This is one of my very favorite tomatoes. This is called Adelaide Festival. I've got some flowers started. I started this and was growing it indoors. I think I started these in March, early March. And they got full size, and actually this one started producing tomatoes. So we've got tomatoes already started. So I've got 2 Adelaide Festival tomatoes. This one's in a 5-gallon pot, and it does seem to be doing better than the one in the 2-gallon pot. But I have grown them in 2-gallon pots and had them fruit beautifully. So we'll see what the difference is. And we've got more flowers on this side. Now this one right here is a little brand new one. This is a dwarf tomato. It only gets about 18 inches tall, and it's an ink spot. Let me show you a larger one. This is in a 1-gallon container, and ink spots grow beautifully in 1-gallon containers. This was started in January. I had to cut out half of it because it got suffocated in my grow room between all the other plants. I rehabilitated it, and now it's starting to grow beautifully, so I think I'll repot it into better soil, but leave it in a 1-gallon to show you the difference between the 1-gallon grown ink spot and the 2-gallon one. So this is a 2-gallon one. We've already got little tomatoes on it. And it usually looks a little wimpy like this. This is just the way it grows. But ink spots are delicious. They're red with a black top, and they have a really smoky, delicious flavor. This is another micro dwarf tomato that's been producing for me for about 2 months now. We also started this, I think, early March and February. It started producing really young. This is a golden harvest, and it doesn't get much larger than this, but it's heavily productive, and it does really well in a 2-gallon pot. You can see all the little tomatoes down here that are ready to harvest. So we've got micro dwarfs and dwarfs that are really made to grow in small areas. You can grow these in smaller pots and in smaller areas, so these I'm not too worried about. But one thing that I am going to try is I had an extra tomato. I don't know what variety this is. And so I decided to see if we could grow a full-size tomato in a 5-gallon pot. So it's in a 5-gallon pot. We've got a stake to grow it up. We're already starting to get flowers, and I'm going to prune the side shoots, these side shoots right here, and just grow it along a single stem because I think it'll do better as a single stem than a multi-stem plant in this small of an area. So this is going to be another test. Now let's move on to the peppers. So we're going to be growing 3 peppers. This one right here is in probably a 2-gallon pot. This is a Doe Hill. It's a smaller pepper, but its peppers are orange and really, really delicious. One of my favorite flavored peppers. This one right here is an Antohi. We've already been harvesting peppers off of this one, and we pulled everything off already. This one's in a 5-gallon pot. Usually I keep them in 2-gallon pots, but we're going to see how much better it does in a 5-gallon pot. We have another Antohi right here. This one suffered a little bit in my grow room. I think we had some insect issues in there, some white flies, but it seems to be doing better, and we've already got a pepper, even though it's looking a little rough. So I think it won't be long before we start getting new growth on this, but we'll see the difference between a really small 2-gallon pot and a 5-gallon pot. So these are the things that I'm going to be growing on my balcony, and I would love to know what you're growing in small areas and what you used to grow. Do you grow in pots? Do you have planters? Do you grow green stalks? What kind of things are your favorite things to grow in small areas? And I'm really excited to see the difference in the different size pots and see which size does better. Now for the soil mix, I use coconut coir, compost, a little bit of worm castings, an organic slow-release fertilizer, and then I also like to use Osmocote on the top. Osmocote is a conventional fertilizer, but it's a slow-release fertilizer that has a lot of nutrients in it, and it really, really helps with plant growth. I don't do as well if I don't use the Osmocote in pots. So that is how I'm going to be growing. Love to hear how you're growing, and hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden.